All right, Nob, big week.
Yeah,
very big week.
Episode 9.
And we've got a special guest. Welcome, Mitchell Tate.
Gentlemen.
It's we've had a lot of people say that they want to be a guest.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone advocated as hard as you did wanting to come on.
Well, 2 weeks ago, you sent him a message. Oh, I'm coming on the podcast.
I was quite forthcoming about my intentions of this 2-week trip to Adelaide.
Yeah.
So I've been here for a couple of weeks now. Flying home tomorrow. And
how long is that flight?
Well, the Darwin to London leg is 17 hours.
Yeah, that's not great, is it?
I mean, we're all pretty tall lads. So as a 6'5" boy, it's going to be quite painful.
That's right. I'm sure you get through it. Before we start, just going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Nob.
Yeah.
So let me just get it up here. There we are.
The Kiddin podcast proudly brought to you by Kitschke Ag Contracting, leaders in skilled farm labour.
And also Motel Poinsettia, the best motel in Port Augusta. Robin and our team will welcome you with a smile. It's on the west side of Port Augusta. Walking distance to our favourite spot in Port Augusta, Nob. Ian's
Bar.
Ian's
Hotel.
Pub. Yep.
Same shit.
Supermarket and servo. So staying in Port Augusta, stay there. So back to the great man.
Back to the great man.
I think we should go all the way back to what year was it?
It's 2018
Oh.
when we first met Josh.
Yes.
Um,
Out at Shockies.
Yes, I just came out to the shocks. Mitchell Parr got me out to the shocks, and it was my last. That's my last season actually. Haven't played since then.
First and last.
First and last at shocks. And yeah, what a year it was. It finished with a bang. We can say.
I think we should touch on that. So we obviously won the flag, as we do. I think you were posted up at fullback.
Yes.
Donning the 50. We actually were looking at the at the score before.
I should have. I dug out my some old things that I had in the shed, and I actually did have the number 50.
Yeah. That's a big number.
Yeah, it was a big number. It fitted well. And yeah, what a game. So, I mean,
judging by the looks of that score, I don't think it went down fullback too often.
No, it didn't.
Only one undefeated that year.
When it went down there, he made it worth his while.
I did have my hands full with I think it's the only Croatian player that I've ever played against.
And you made him earn it.
Well, shall we just say these Croatian boys, they do have a bit of a reputation to be a bit hot-headed. And this lad had steam coming out of his ears for the full 4 quarters. But no, he did sort of blow off that steam via putting his fists into my head at 3/4 time.
Yep.
So
how many weeks did you get for that? What was that?
So from memory, I think it may have been 12 and then 9 with an early guilty plea. So
you should have just not pled guilty.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What is it? Is they say in local football you can't ever play again if you get suspended for 25 weeks in total. Is it
really?
Along those lines?
Oh,
I think I have heard of that.
That might ring a bell.
So
that does ring a bell. Yeah,
I'm halfway there. No,
we're playing on Saturday. Just hold your fly off you are.
I've thought about this and thought about my actions and what happened. And look, I have to say, I think on the balance, I think that lad probably deserved it.
No regrets.
I can't regret it. Everyone walked off okay. It was all fine. We won the flag, so that's the main thing.
That is the main thing.
Well, Potsy, I remember watching, and Potsy kicked a point after the siren and changed the score from 69 to 70.
Yeah.
Finishing on 69 would have been the greatest.
That would have been all time.
He
Greatest
hasn't
number.
been welcome back at
No,
ever since, I assume.
I don't think he's played since either.
Yeah. So that's why he wasn't at Super Sunday.
Yeah. It says a lot. And then, well, it didn't really matter for you because next year you're off to England.
Exactly. I did still. It's been good. I did still ensure that I was registered for the following season to then serve out my suspension.
That's smart.
So that if I do come back, quite washed up, 35 years old and 20 kilos heavier, if I do want to pull on the socks again, then I can.
I'm sure there'll be a spot for you.
Yeah.
Back in the B grade.
Well, you're down there this week, so...
I'm not at fullback, I hope. So, England.
Yes.
Shit up.
Are you a bit of English in you? Is that why you went?
In his voice.
No, I'm half Estonian actually. But for those of you who don't know, that's a little country that borders Latvia and Russia in Eastern Europe.
Yep.
God's country.
Yes.
Probably not right now.
No.
Yeah,
Country,
no.
mate.
Hopefully Putin keeps his head and doesn't decide he wants that one as well. But yeah, no. So I've been in England now for nearly 3 years. So yeah, it's been good.
And now you're just a big soccer head.
Yes. I've been converted.
All I see is you chanting and chanting
I
and
know.
chanting.
I know.
What's your team?
Norwich City.
Never heard of them.
Norwich City.
They're green and yellow
They are
colours.
green and yellow.
Yep. I know my Premier League.
Yeah.
Are they in the Premier League? Or
They are, but we're
Hanging
currently
on by a
bottom.
thread.
No, we're currently bottom, so we're going to be all but relegated, which is disappointing. But
Do you like soccer better than AFL footy?
see, this is a hard one because
You can't watch it AFL over there. can
yeah,
you?
no, I can.
Right.
I can. So I've got like the equivalent. I've got Sky, which is like the equivalent of
Yeah.
Foxtel, basically. So and then I've got BT Sport, which is I've got every AFL game that I want to watch. So I still do keep abreast of what my Saners are up to every now and again.
What time's that on over there?
It can sometimes it's not too bad. It might be first thing in the morning. Would be like an evening game.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm ever feeling like Norwich City aren't disappointing me enough, I'll flick on and watch the Saners. Although we're off to an absolute flyer this season.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you come back in September.
Yeah, we
already booked the flights.
To be honest, I know what would happen if we make the grand, it'll be if it was a Melbourne St Kilda grand final. I'd fly back and we'd lose by 120.
Yeah.
Still worth it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's tough. Yeah, obviously lived and breathed AFL footy growing up, and that sort of played sort of thing. But yeah, since going over there, sort of converted. Yeah, so
seriously converted.
I mean, position. Obviously, there's only one position I can play: goalkeeper.
Yeah. Do you play or not?
I do. Yeah, I do play. So we won the cup. The team that I played
I
for
would love
recently.
to see those.
And,
that Super Sunday.
Yeah.
What? Do you play on Saturdays or Sundays?
So Sundays, yeah. So.
Bad Monday.
There's a few sore heads on the Monday, but yeah, no, it's been good. The conversion's been good, and I'm enjoying that, mate. Yeah.
What was better, that Mad Monday or
God.
Super Sunday?
Do you know what though? Because it's Sunday league, so we don't train. So
that's fair. Yeah.
I might move over.
Do we have a Sunday league here?
Surely.
So I'd have to say that winning the premiership with the Shockies, it does trump that purely because you put in quite a bit more work. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, nothing can compare to the Shockies.
That's good.
Where were you playing that year?
I was at Glenelg at Bays.
Okay.
So I come out, I watched, and I was
Wait.
hungover as fuck. I don't think I made it to the Beamer that night, but
That was
Yeah.
I do not remember the beam of that night. It was pumping.
There was a lot going on.
Oh, that was.
It's-
I think there was more going on the next day when you.
Oh.
We won't go there, but there was. Let's just say.
Let's
Not
just
much
say
clothing
my
on.
Yeah. My party trick, it looked differently in my head than what it probably looked like.
Josh has a nice party trick on the Sunday.
Yeah, we won't go into that one. Not really similar body parts involved.
Okay.
But
Coins.
we won't go into that one too deeply. Now, one thing I did want to ask:
Yes.
better beer.
Yes. Well, there's
Don't they drink it warm?
So you've got the two types of beer over in
Oh,
England.
like the stout.
Yeah, no. So you've got the lager, which is like you have your West End drafts and that sort of thing. That's a lager. But then you've got the real ales or the bitters, and so that's the warm stuff. Where I'm not sure if you've seen when they pour it, they grab the handle.
Oh, yep.
So they grab the handle and then they pull it back like towards you, and it comes out and it's all flat and warm. And so a lot of the older boys drink that stuff. I don't particularly enjoy it, but
That'd be heavy.
it does come in handy if you're forced to down a pint. That's actually a lot easier to do because there's no fizz.
Oh, it's just all flat. Yeah.
It's not cold. Sometimes you can put back a pint and it can.
Yeah. Come back
It's
up.
it's a bit painful,
Yes.
So that's But I would say I'd have to say the beers over there. I mean, they've got the recipe right over there. If anyone ever goes to the UK, ask for a pint of Camden Hells.
That just has that's a cool name as well.
Quite a sexy name.
Camden, pint of Camden Hells.
Yes. Also, if any of the founders of the Camden Brewery are listening, jump on as a sponsor.
Please,
Yeah.
send us over.
Yeah.
So they call
20
them cartons
slabs.
over there, yeah.
They call them crates.
Crates.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's-
You know what? This is one thing that they haven't worked out, right? We will go to the Bottle-O and we'll go and get a carton or a slab, and it'll always be 24. This lot are selling. Yeah.
box, yeah.
This lot are selling. They'll call it a crate, but sometimes it can have 14 beers in it. Sometimes it can have 16, 18, 20. They can't work out the fact that 24 is the optimum amount of beers in a box. So that is one. That's one area that they're lagging.
Bastards.
Yeah.
What else? What other weird things?
Weird things. I
Just
mean,
weird shit.
well,
What was the biggest difference? Like,
I think.
culture.
So because there's so many people there. I think there's like 10 million in the city. What have we got? We've probably got 26 million in all of Australia.
For the
So
country.
when you put that many people in that small of a space, people can lose their heads quite quickly. So some of the weird things, like I would say in the summer, people still, it seems as if they still just wear big puffer jackets. Like,
Adidas.
yeah.
What's like a summer? Like what temp? Summer are we talking?
We can talk high 20s. Sometimes we
so-
might hit 30,
Oh, so 30's like our 40
but
really.
but no air conditioning. So
Really?
no, there's no aircon. So you basically have to open up the window and just deal with it as best you
Right.
can.
So just like my bedroom, really.
Yeah.
No aircon in there.
So that can
That would derail a few.
especially obviously all the houses here, a lot of them are single story.
Yeah.
A lot of the houses over there are sort of like 2-3 stories. So if you find yourself in a loft, hot air rises, doesn't it? So there's a few boys that
A few sweaty nights out.
yeah.
It'd get fucking. Obviously, it snows and shit over there. Well,
Yes.
It gets cold.
And then that's on the other side of the equation is the winters are
Miserable.
they are when you get home from footy training on after footy and it's like it's a bit wet, it's a bit cold. You get home and you just kind of like you're just not feeling that great. Yeah, that's just 6 months of the year.
That would be so. That'd be so depressing. Like fuck that. Oh.
So yeah, it is hard, but a very warm place to be in that situation is the Boozer. Cram a load of people into the pub. They'll have a fire there going, and you just drink to delay the discomfort.
Yeah.
Just stay in there and just pump a few beers. And then,
And is that where you're doing a few more of the heavier beers to get you through?
yeah, no, I mean,
Not even.
a good winter beer. It's a Guinness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guinness.
Because it's kind of just kisses you just right. Yeah. But yeah, no. So that's good. Another not necessarily weird, but obviously here, if it's hot, you've got beautiful beaches here, especially in Adelaide.
Nothing.
That's you literally go to a park. That's what you do to when it's a hot day. So you'll just go to a park and just booze up at the park. And rather than sort of being able to cool down with the ocean. So
that would be. Speaking of beaches,
Yeah.
babes, women.
Yes.
Compare the pair.
Oh God.
I'm just going to take a stab in the dark. Maybe hotter in Australia, a bit more bikini action.
Yeah.
A bit more appealing.
Well,
bit more tan. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I think it's a difficult one. I mean, I'd say what it does have is the diversity of ethnicities and cultures.
Yeah.
So,
And like a lot of different
as
Europeans, not
and
just
different
English.
accents.
Yeah, that does a lit.
Just as an example, there's not too many Swedish girls knocking about in Adelaide, is there? So
that would be a
obviously,
truck.
there's lots of studies done who are the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
You know, you hear Sweden gets thrown out a couple of times.
Just a nice blonde Swedish girl.
Well, London's a lot closer to Sweden, so.
Yep, that does check out.
But in saying that, look to all the Australian girls out there listening. You're beautiful too.
I love all of you.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's not a lady waiting for you back home.
No. No. Yeah. Am I looking at that? No, I'm looking quite washed. It's been a heavy 2 weeks, so cheers to that nibbler. But that's. I would say, it's too hard to call that one. It's too hard to call.
There might be, there might not be.
No, there's definitely. Oh, sorry,
No,
I'm talking about the difference between the girls.
yeah,
But okay, so
Is there one?
the answer is no. No, the answer is no. Just really just committed to the soccer over there.
Just love it.
Yeah, that's my.
That's one thing you did bring, and we brought it up before. The first time I saw you was, I think about probably, what's a week in hours? A week ago exactly.
It was Thursday last
week, and you came in and you were steaming, and you just started doing. It was a Norwich City chant.
Yeah, it would have
You
been.
were changing the words a bit, putting in a shocks here.
It is yeah. Well,
I like it.
and do you know what? Uncanny that we actually bumped into each other at the BMA. Essentially the birthplace of the friendship.
Yep.
So
exactly.
So
and many memories made
yes,
at that place.
Yeah, some savoury, some unsavoury, or south of savoury, shall we say?
It also helps that BMH hasn't changed for about 5 years as well. So.
It's great. I do love. Don't get me wrong. I do love. One thing I do love is the boozers over here, though. It's just. It's a lot of good memories at some of these places. The BMH, I caught up with a few of my schoolmates recently, and we had a big sesh at the Hub Tavern. Now that is another place that just has not changed. So I always think, the shitter the boozer, the better.
The better.
I don't want to go to the highway and be surrounded by all this modern, all these modern like
indoor plants.
Yeah, no. I want carpet that just stinks like mouldy alcohol.
Has stains that's been in there for 3 years.
Exactly.
There's a hole in the wall if someone's punched it.
Yeah.
I want the bouncer living at the pub.
Yeah. Precisely.
And that's what the Beamer is. And many others.
Well, COVID in England was fucked. No pubs. Pubs wasn't open for ages.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah.
But we all sort of, working from home was quite a good experience, especially when you're living with three lads that you get along with well. So, not the best for the productivity levels.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
On occasions, but yeah, it was obviously heartbreaking when Boris had to close the boozers down. It was a very unpopular decision because it's essentially the only thing that we've got over there.
Taking away your heat.
Yeah. But also got pretty creative in terms of like how to keep yourself busy, and you have to get come up with some ideas on what to do with yourself.
Yeah, because all I'm picturing you doing in your spare time is playing soccer, going to the soccer, going to the pub.
And you couldn't do any of that either. So weren't obviously Premier League had no crowds, and all sport was stopped as well. So essentially there was just nothing to do. But got through it, and I think it's quite good to make you appreciate sort of being back here, and now that everything COVID basically just doesn't exist there anymore. It's basically like get your 3 vaccines. If you're not, too bad. If you are, off you go. So
I think we're similar.
Yeah, well, Yeah,
I don't know.
it's all. I don't know. I don't even fucking know the rules anymore.
Yeah.
We never really. We had lockdowns, but
It's like what a week.
yeah, I had a
Not
week,
even.
and then all the pubs are still open, and it was fine.
Like we were
Yeah.
during our lockdown, we were staying here and we're just getting takeaway palmies from the brewery like every Wednesday, and then getting 2 bottles of red wine from the BMO West End.
This is one thing that I've really truly missed was the palmies and the schnitz. No, none of that knocking about.
No.
You're looking at,
What's like the go-to
not
pub
really.
thing?
You're not really eating at the pub.
Oh, so
That's the
you
thing.
just
So you're
go
looking
there
at
and-
like a Scotch egg or like a sausage roll or like
Yeah.
some nuts or something. You're not really going there for like a sit-down meal.
Yeah.
And so I think I may have had 7 schnitzels since I've been here.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, so literally. So the other day I was for lunch with my family at Port Elliot pub. Obviously chicken schnitzel, chips, gravy, and then that for dinner that night I met a few mates at the Seacliff. Beef schnitzel, chips, gravy.
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed and I'm just got 2 schnitzels, a load of chips, and all this gravy just eating away at my insides, and I haven't had one since.
That's saying there's nothing better.
Yeah, it's it was confronting experience. That's another thing I wanted to bring up as well. Actually, obviously I listened to a bit of the pod before. I know you lads are very passionate about your KFC.
Yes. Let's bring this
Now,
back.
yeah. KFC, if you're listening, we'd love to have you as a sponsor as well.
We would love to have you as a sponsor.
No, but so you've obviously got KFC in the UK, but then you've got quite a lot of, you know how here you have like a chicken shop? Or
Yes.
Over there, you've got a lot of people competing to like make fried chicken.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you boys would have a real good crack over there in terms of just like trying all the independent fried chicken places and see which one has the best recipe, because I'm going to say it, I think I've found a few that are better than KFC. I don't want to. It is KFC for
listening.
listening.
Much like other fried chicken places,
No.
because it's just like it's just like a fish and chicken shop, and
Exactly.
you'll get like your bloody half chook
Half
or
chook.
your quarter chook.
chicken.
Yeah. What?
So you would, if you go over there, let me know. I've got some good recommendations for some independent fried chicken.
Yes.
They're all competing because it's huge over there, fried chicken.
What's
So
the KFC like?
not as good. Not as good. In fact, shit. So, really bad
Independent
is the way to go, because the thing is, the chips there are hideous. Like there's no, you know how they have the seasoning on the chips here, and it's like, it's almost the best bit, especially if you get the fresh chips and like the
Extra salt,
seasoning, and like they put the seasoning on just after it comes out of the
Yeah.
fryer, so it's like a little bit of oil on the chip, and they're putting the seasoning down. You're like, okay, we're on.
Yeah.
They the chips there have no seasoning. They're soggy. They're shite. So yeah.
Oh yes.
So yeah, no, you
Right,
get
so don't go KFC. Independent fried chicken.
it
I
is.
like
Yeah.
So KFC Australia sponsor.
Yes.
KFC
Sponsor
UK.
us.
Fuck.
They're completely separate as far as I know.
So what? Heading back tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then just staying there indefinitely.
It's indefinite at the moment, yeah. I'm not too sure. I was only supposed to go for 2 years.
Well,
Yeah,
COVID
well,
kind of fucked that.
Yeah, it did. It did sort of ruin it. But so go back. I'm not sure if are you lads into boxing at all. Not particularly. I've got a
What?
yeah. You know Tyson Fury, the
Yeah.
Gypsy King.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's boxing at Wembley on Saturday night.
And
so
you're going?
I pretty much
That-
land and then drop my kit and then I'm out to that.
That
so
would be. Is that? Have you gone before?
no, never been to
That
boxing.
would be fucking elite,
Yeah,
I think.
I think there's going to be like, I don't know how many Wembley fits, but I think there's going to be as many like near 100,000.
Yeah.
So that's like as much as the AFL Grand
But
Final.
then imagine trying to watch a box. I guess that.
Yeah.
Screen around.
It's
but
like a room like this,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
literally this with 100,000 people sitting around it.
yeah.
But yeah, still.
Not sure how much I'll see, but
USB.
the atmosphere will be
Yeah.
quite good.
I'm assuming.
Just maybe a few cups of tea. I don't know.
Oh.
My heart sank then.
Alright, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Your best story from England. If you were,
You could have given them fucking 3 days.
Nah,
like,
Alright.
I want First thing that comes to mind.
Okay, I do have one actually.
Yeah. I knew it.
Okay, so it's an embarrassing one, but okay, so I obviously get over there. I met a few lads, and they're like, come play. You can come play and be a goalkeeper in our football team. No worries, sounds good. Obviously, they're all Poms. Come to our dinner, on this night, so and so. We're gonna have your initiation.
Oh yes.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. Obviously, it's a great opportunity. I need to impress these lads. I need to be on my top form so I get a spot on this side and I can, pursue my love of soccer. Anyway, so it's we go to a nice Indian restaurant in the affluent area of Putney, and so we're all sitting there. We're having like a really nice dinner. Obviously, got quite boozed beforehand.
Yep.
And then I've gone, don't worry about that, boys. I really love spice. Like I love spicy curries. So I've gotten
I'm guessing you don't at all.
I do. Yeah, I do. I do like spicy food. So I've had a few beers. Get a chicken phal. It's like think vindaloo, but with like a couple of notches up. The phal, PHALL. And so anyway, I've knocked that back, and they're like, right, now it's time for your initiation. Which is what they would call a dutty pint. So the so in the pint, red wine, Guinness, vodka, gin, whiskey, and Baileys.
Oh,
and when the Baileys goes in, you can see all the little it all curdles up, and you can see like little clumps of Baileys like drifting all throughout the pint. And they're like, right, you've got to put this away. I'm thinking, okay, like I can't say no, can I? So in this nice restaurant. Anyway, I've gone at it in 2 goes. I've done the first half, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Anyway, I've done the first half. Go at it again. Oh, it's making me gag just thinking about it right now. and then so knocked that off. Done, and then immediately it's just gone. My body's just gone, no, I'm not having this. So I've got this like old shopping bag. I'm in the middle of this nice Indian restaurant. I'm just, not only am I chundering out the entire duddy pint, as they call it, but then all of the hot spicy chicken phals coming out into the bag, coming out my nose, even like I'm crying. Obviously it's quite a fun spectacle if you're not the one coughing it. And then the shopping bag, there's holes in the bottom of the shopping bag. And so I've had to walk through the restaurant, and it's like a boat with holes in it, and then just spew, just dripping out. And anyway, I've ruined I've just ruined a few people's dinners. So.
It had a warning before.
Yeah.
Graphic warning.
Yeah.
Oh, at least that was a shopping bag though.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't coming the other
it would have been good if it was just there was no holes in it. But yes, that was
we don't really.
embarrassing.
Oh, I was about to say we don't do much initiation, but
That's
obviously the old. No, we didn't do it at school. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
yeah.
The old naked sprint,
And then naked mile. And,
naked mile,
yeah.
pint and egg if you're late, but that wasn't. That's
easy.
nothing compared to whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Are there pints our pints here? Because I know like in like Vic, their schooners are our pints and.
Yeah, no, so that's it's the same as Victoria basically.
Yeah.
So an imperial pint is a pint.
I don't know why we're different.
But
Better.
yeah,
Sorry.
I guess because it's the whole heat thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want your beer to get too
Just drink
too
it
warm.
faster.
Yeah, exactly. Or just drink red wine. But yeah, so the drinking culture can sort of get stuck into you. But I mean, obviously, come back here and I've been boozing every. It's no, I was thinking it's the exact same. It's very similar like this. I would say just because we technically are kind of our ancestry and society, and so the similarity between us and the UK is very much the same, as opposed to I'd say and so is the humor as well to a degree, as opposed to like, for example, if we were to sit here with like Americans, for example. You know, the humour's just
Oh,
it's just not there, is it? And
you take the piss out of each other, and over there
and they're drinking beers out of like stubbies like at the pub. Like no, get it off the tap, sort of thing. So
that's strange.
When I think of like English humour, I just think of in-betweeners. Just Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Oh,
a lot of shit.
Any like going back to lots of people, small place, few hot heads. Any big fights you've witnessed? Anything too fucked?
You're just gonna get nothing like that. I mean, just in terms of like soccer, they are
rowdy.
They're just very soft though. Like in terms of like when you're playing, like if we're gonna go to on-field incidents, there's very rarely anything because also you just get carded straight away if you. I mean, if what happened, we're talking a red card straight away, obviously.
I don't want to say like cyclone arms swinging around parked. It was pretty close.
A Black Hawk helicopter propeller, I think, on the side.
A side propeller, and it was your arm. But oh fuck.
But no violence really in terms of like the Norwich City. If you're going Norwich away, because we're so shit, we're not really a threat to anyone. So there's rarely fights. But some of the bigger teams, like when there's always scraps with like Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, all those sorts of clubs. They take a big following and they're quite mental from all reports. So,
like even seeing some of like the videos. Fuck, I can't remember what it was after. It's just the crowds in the street.
Well, they seat them. They have to seat them separately. All the fans. And I'm not sure if you saw recently. They, I think three away fans were spotted in the home end, and they got removed because they're for their own safety, basically.
That's just like so opposite. Like to like here, it's just like whatever. Fucking
like Adelaide Oval, like the showdown, they'll have like Port and Crow supporters. Like
I'm surprised it doesn't boot off a bit more when you're next Port and Crow. But I suppose there's always a little bit happening on that hill, isn't there?
You see videos every now and then of just people like over like 5 like chairs just going jumping in, but
that's like rare. I think there's like a lot of families probably.
Heaps more kids and shit, but. I guess it's
when I think of soccer, I just think of just a bunch of like 25-year-old blokes just going off their nut.
Flares.
The flares as well.
There's not really any flares because they check all your bags and everything on entry. I think they've tightened up a lot. Like you can't drink beer in your seats. You can't take a beer to your seat.
What?
You can only have one in the concourse because obviously you're just going to throw it onto the pitch.
Obviously.
Sorry. Obvious. How should I not know that?
So they've got to...
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
shit.
hard. Like, a more equivalent thing would be rugby to AFL in terms of the viewing. Because, it's very big. But rugby's a good day out. Everyone's just not... It's quite like a... rugby union in particular is quite like for a more... Even though they're psycho and they're massive, but they're actually... It's quite like a...
relaxing.
It's like a rich sport sort of thing. So people go and they'll dress up like, football is just like hooligans, whereas, lads in like, the jackets that they wear, Stone Island and
like
everything.
Cricket.
Yeah, it's kind of like cricket. Yeah, like lads will go dressed up in like nice, like in nicer outfits, and you can just drink Guinness in the stands, and no one's gonna bother like, getting into fights or anything.
I still
like
can't
that,
believe you can't drink it at your seat.
Yeah, it's for the best, I think. But
that'd just be because what if you want to go there to have a drink?
You at half time you have to go. You have to go down and quickly neck a couple before you go back up because you go out on an away day. You'll drink on the train there. You'll drink at a pub beforehand. You'll have one in the concourse before. Then you get to your seat and then you've got to wait a full 45 minutes, and then you've got to rush down and have a top up.
I'm thinking like, fuck, surely we wouldn't go to that many away games, but then fucking train from what? How long would a train take from one side to the other in England?
I mean,
not that long.
It's like I think from London to like Liverpool, for example, which is quite north, that would be like 4 hours.
Yeah, and that's still doable compared to.
Then there's obviously because it's all so bunched together, you can get trains for like 1 hour, 2 hours, and like it's quite nice. Trains are quite nice, I've learned to appreciate a nice train ride.
They're not the Adelaide Metro.
No, they go a bit quicker than that.
Yeah. It's no Adelaide Metro bus stop. Train stop at like Howard Cove.
Yeah. No. That's one thing I'm not used to is now being back in Adelaide. I don't have a car, so you need a car to get around here, don't you?
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
everything's just sort of you just walk or
Public
cycle
transport.
or something. Yeah, public train.
Do you have a car there or not?
No.
Oh.
No car.
So you haven't barely driven?
Nah. And my parents have refused to insure me on the car since I've been down. So like my total spend
Fair
on
enough.
Ubers has been like hundreds of dollars since I've been back down.
As you said previously in one of our chats, setting this up, have you had many days past 12 o'clock where you haven't been intoxicated?
Since I've been here?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
So probably driving not the best option.
No, it's been a
We can't lose your license over here, so
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're fine.
Exactly. But yeah, boys. So that's.
Well, it's been nice having a chat.
Yeah.
We'll just have a look at what time frame we're running. Oh,
Nice.
That's solid hit out. I reckon we can almost wrap it up there unless you want to run through what's wrong with Fink at the end. I do have lots wrong.
You can say it. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Eczema's flaring up again.
We can wrap it up, alright.
It's that time of the year. It's just I'm laying in bed, itchy feet, fucking behind the knees, on my eye. Can you see that?
No, I don't want
It's
to.
fucked up.
Training
Anyway,
too hard at footy,
that
mate.
must be
Sweating
it.
too much.
We trained on the main oval tonight,
Beautiful.
and so
Dark.
two lights work.
Dude, it's fucked.
Literally couldn't pay.
Only
When
had
we-
red footies.
Yeah.
When we're a full ground drill, you just can't see one end.
Waterlogged. So that was fun,
Actually, one thing to finish off. Do you have a joke for us?
Oh.
You think of one. I've got one.
I've got one.
I've got one. You go first.
Oh fuck.
Actually, I'll go first. Hold on, let me find it. A penguin takes his car to the shop, and the mechanic says, it'll take about an hour for him to check it. While he waits, the penguin goes into an ice cream shop, and it was a big sundae to pass the time. The penguin isn't the neatest eater, and he ends up covered in melted ice cream. When he returns to the shop, the mechanic takes one look at him and says, "Looks like you blew a seal." No, the penguin insists. It's just ice cream.
No. I'm not telling a joke.
Follow that up.
What's the difference between being kinky and perverted? Kinky is when you tickle a girl with a feather. Perverted is when you use the whole bird. Anyways.
You can't think
No,
of one?
I'm not. I can't follow that up, boys.
After that shit, that's
I'll
terrible.
have to blow the seal.
Well, Tate, it's been nice having you in.
Thanks for having me on.
Hopefully the first of many guests. Maybe.
Yeah, we've got actually a nice setup, so
Well, they've got to.
we could work it out.
We could, but they've got to put a. You were putting some effort in,
Yeah.
and that's why we.
And he wanted to be here.
You wanted to be
Yeah,
here.
I think, it was on the verge of threatening.
Yeah.
If I was not.
No, I am coming on.
Yeah.
We didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
No, it will be good to. Hopefully, this podcast blows up and we can get some international subscribers.
That would be
Oh.
good.
really.
Any friends or family in the UK, spread the word.
Will,
Maybe even take a sticker if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We've got stickers now. $5 a pop.
Yeah, they're $50 for 10.
International ratings.
Shipping's $100.
Yes. All right. So thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks again to our sponsors, Kiddin Contracting, Motel Poinsettia, and also Mystery
Wiz sponsor. Wine sponsor.
Mystery, our Wizard wine sponsor. Thanks again, and we'll be back again next week.
Cheers, lads.
Kidding.
Good life.
We are back, baby. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You kidding?
Oh shit! There it is.